In this video, I'm going to introduce you to algebra. Algebra generally means that there are equations that involve variables. Variables, we in algebra normally represent variables by letters. You'll see X, Y, N. It really doesn't matter. Any letter, any symbol really, can represent a variable. That means that we know in our equation that there's a number, but we just don't know what that number is yet. And so in algebra, the point of algebra is trying to solve for that number. So when you have a variable in an equation, it's representing a number. So you treat variables just like you would any other number. You can add them to numbers, you can multiply them times 3 times y. You can do all your normal mathematical operations on variables because they are representing numbers. So in this video, I'm not going to show you necessarily how to solve for variables in this video. I'm going to show you how to set up algebraic problems, which is really obviously the first step in being able to solve the problem. So I want you to write this down. I'm going to write down words that will translate to mathematical operations so that you'll be able to set up algebraic problems. So just write this down for now. What, how much, that's our variable. And for now we're going to represent that with an X. Is means equals. Sum, more, plus, increased. That indicates addition. Difference, less, minus, decreased. That indicates subtraction. Product times of is going to be a big one. Means multiplication. This will make sense in a second here. Quotient per means division. So a lot of times on the test you'll actually get word problems that you'll have to translate into equations. And a lot of times you'll be working on a problem and you'll say the problem in your head and you'll be using these words. And so I want to show you how to translate words into mathematical equations. So it's very important that you know, basically this will be obvious. What, how much is going to be our X. When you see the word is, that means equals. Sum, more, plus, increased, addition. Difference, less, minus, decreased, subtraction. Product times of means multiplication. Quotient, or per, you're going to do division. So if I said, what is the difference between 50 and 20? What's the answer to that question? What's the difference between 50 and 20? Difference means subtraction. So what? That's X. That's what we're trying to solve for. Is means equals. The difference between the two means you're going to subtract 50 minus 20. And here we know that 50 minus 20 is 30. So the answer is 30. what number is 7 less than 12? What number, what, is 7 less than 12? Less than means subtraction. So what's 7 less than 12? So you need to also be able to think logically. 7 less than 12 is 12 minus 7, which is 5, because this is 7 less than 12. What number is 7 more than 12? What is 7 more? More is going to be addition. 7 plus 12. So here the answer is 19. What number decreased by 7 is 12? So what number decreased by 7? So again, you need to think logically. Decreased means subtraction, so you're not going to subtract. So decreased by 7, you're taking 7 away. Is means equals, right? Equals 12. Now in the next video I'll show you how to solve this problem algebraically, but you can probably just reason it out. If you take 7 away from what number are you going to get 12? Well, the answer is going to be 19. Seven times what number is 21? 7 times means multiplication. What number, that's going to be our x, is means equals 21. So again, in the next video I'll show you how to solve this algebraically, but this is 7 times x equals 21. So what number times 7 is going to give you 21? And since we know multiplication tables, we're able to figure out that the answer is going to be x equals 3, because 3 times 7 is 21. Here's this kind of problem you'll see on the test for sure. What is 25% of 60? What? That's our variable. Is means equals 25%. Remember in the percentage video, we can't multiply percentages, we have to multiply decimal numbers. So we change this to a decimal. If you don't know how to do that, watch the percentage video on Facebook. 0.25 of, again, means multiply. This is going to come up a lot, so make sure you remember. Of means multiply. 60. So 20.25 times 60, you're going to get 15. What is 25% of 60? 15. So those are fairly straightforward questions. As long as you know what these words mean, you're able to write them out. Sometimes they're going to give you word problems. So let's say we do something like Dad divided $24 among his 3 kids. How much did each kid get? So again, you're going to have to think logically a little bit here too. So we divided $24 among 3 kids. How much did each kid get? They got what was divided. So how much did they get equals 24 divided by 3, so they each got $8. We'll do one more word problem. Joe has $7. Mark has 8 times as much as Joe. How much does Mark have? How much? So that's what we're trying to figure out. Does Mark have? Well, Mark equals 8 times is pretty easy, multiplication, 8 times as much as Joe. Joe has 7. So 8 times 7 is 56. Mark has 56. Word problems, the best way to do that is just to practice them. There are practice tests on my regular website, which is www.free-ged-math-tutor.com. So it's important that you recognize these words, especially some words that people aren't familiar with are quotient, product, difference, and sum. You need to be able to associate those with the appropriate mathematical operation. And that's how you set up algebra problems. In the next video, we will solve problems algebraically.